Rain today, Daniel, and we might go to sleep with some.
Yeah, a couple little scattered showers. Most of it, again, going to stay about northern Iowa, central Iowa. More storms again tomorrow, but after that, really a gorgeous July summer weekend. We'll kind of have a mix of cooler day on Saturday into the upper 70s, drier, not as muggy. That returns on Sunday, though, with that mugginess, more humid into Monday. But, hey, we'll take Saturday, Sunday. Going to be some beautiful weather, and we finally don't have to worry about any storms. So that is going to be a good thing as we head into the weekend. And today, well, we did get up to 81 in Mankato, so we keep our streaks of days in the 80s and 90s for the month of July going. Most of the day was kind of stuck at 78. 79 to the east, those temperatures were into the upper 70s for highs. To the west, some of us got up to about the mid-80s, 84 for Slayton and 84 degrees for a high into Marshall. Right now, still a warm night out there as we go towards 10:30. 72 degrees. It is getting muggy out there, that humidity at 91%. It'll stay muggy overnight through tomorrow until that cold front comes through, cooling things off as we head into the weekend. Upper 60s right now to the east, the rest of us into the low to mid 70s. We're really not going to move too much more as we go overnight tonight. We should stay dry, just going to be a mostly cloudy night. That rain staying into central Iowa. As we zoom out, you can see heavy showers, heavy storms moving from west to east into central Iowa. Some of that will move to the north, but most of us going to stay dry as we go overnight tonight through tomorrow. But we will watch for some scattered storms into the afternoon, evening with a cold front cooling things off and leading to a really beautiful weekend as we go Saturday, Sunday, even staying beautiful as we go into Monday, but it does get hotter. It does get muggier on Monday with temperatures into the mid to upper 80s, those dew points rising into the mid 70s, and then rain storms will cool things off as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Tomorrow, high temperatures staying similar into the low 80s. There could be an isolated shower storm early on in the day. Most of us, again, staying dry through the first half of the day, but that cold front going to get closer as we get into the afternoon, evening. That will spark some showers and thunderstorms late afternoon through the early evening. The severe risk pretty low for tomorrow, but one or two of those storms could be on the stronger side as we kind of take a look at things overnight tonight. Staying cloudy. We'll start off tomorrow cloudy. We will get some breaks in those clouds into the afternoon. This cold front from the west going to start to get closer as we get later into the day. Maybe an isolated shower or storm in 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But as we get into the evening, you can see those showers and storms firing up around 7, 8 o'clock dinner time. Those will move to the east as we get towards about 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Then everything moving off to the east as we head into Saturday morning. Going to be a beautiful day. And to the southwest, that high pressure, that is going to move into the area. Sunny skies for Saturday, Sunday, just really a gorgeous weekend. Pretty cool for this time of year on Saturday with those highs kind of staying mid to upper 70s, a light northwest wind at 10 to 15. Then as we go into Sunday, we'll stay sunny, but it starts to warm up. Some of us could get about 85, 86, especially to the west. They're going to heat temperatures up as we go into Sunday. The only damper for Saturday could be air quality alerts. This is for tomorrow. There are some into the northern half of Minnesota. We do have some wildfires in Canada starting to get going again, and that could really damper things Saturday. We're going to keep an eye on this as we go over the next day or two as we get that cold front to move through. Those winds out of the northwest at the surface could bring some of that smoke into our area as we go into Saturday. Tonight, temperatures staying in the upper 60s to low 70s. Rain staying mainly to the south. Tomorrow back into the low 80s. Some of us could get into the mid 80s, especially to the west. Scattered thunderstorms again with that cold front into the afternoon, evening. Then a beautiful weekend, staying beautiful but hotter into Monday. Then we could have some heavy rain as we go Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. And look at those temperatures. We're talking 70s for highs next week and overnight lows. Open those windows into the mid 50s.
That's just about perfect.
Yeah, can't get any better.
Thank you, Daniel. Sports is up next.